that time again where we take average items from the Dollar Tree and we hack them up to make them some of the most useful items you have ever seen. And today, we're doing the pool noodle. Honestly, the idea of throwing those up in the air looked cooler in my mind than it just looked now. We're gonna go with it. First up, start with a pool noodle that you've simply cut a slit in. By the way, I'm using this little hacksaw to cut a lot in this video, but it's just because what I had on hand. A basic serrated kitchen knife will work totally fine on these pool noodles. Okay, so a pool noodle with a slit works amazing to bundle together any cords or wires that you need to lay along the ground. It keeps them together and prevents any tripping. You can also slip those over a door to use as a pinch guard. This door in my office, my daughter literally just pinched her fingers on the other day, so it's a total lifesaver. And pinch guards sell on Amazon for like 15 bucks for a set of 4. You can make a ton of them for only $1.25. Next, slide this onto a hanger to help hang delicate clothing and prevent slipping on metal or plastic hangers. Next, take the slitted pool noodle and then on the side that's not cut, make little slits the width ways. And then you can put this on a bowl or plastic bin and it works great as a spot to drip dry paintbrushes while painting. I love this especially for my kids to help prevent messes. Moving right along, you can use the pool noodle to cut to just the right side to put inside of drawers to prevent items inside from shifting around. If you have one of those drawers where like the bins are always shifting around every time you open and close it, it's so annoying. Cut a pool noodle to the exact size and you can fit it in instantly. I actually cut my pool noodles in half to get the most bang for my buck. Next, pool noodles are great as fillers. I have this huge basket with a faux olive plant that I use in my office, and I wanted to make it look more full, but I wasn't sure how, so I just cut up a bunch of pool noodle pieces, placed them all inside, then added some fake moss on top. Voila, it is finished. It only cost me like a couple dollars in pool noodles to fill the whole thing up, so I didn't have to like totally fill it with filler, and it's a lot more lightweight this way, so it's not too heavy to move around. Another thought is to take a pool noodle and cut it into little C shapes. So basically cut the pool noodle in half, then cut it into pieces. You end up with a ton of these like little foamy filler things. So you can use this for a lot of stuff. Basically it's a really lightweight filler. I used mine inside of this planter. I filled it up halfway and then I topped it with soil and a house plant. This makes it a lot less heavy, again like the olive plant, to move around and saves me from like 2 bags of potting soil that I would have needed to fill this up. Would work great for any of your outdoor pots as well. Like these big huge planters that I have by my front door, I can fill at the bottom with the pool noodles and then I don't have to fill up the entire thing with soil. I love this because in the past I've tried to use things like newspaper, but that does tend to just get weighed down really easily. So you actually need like a lot of newspaper to fill up one of these planters, where the pool noodles obviously hold their shape and they don't get weighed down. So you need a lot less of them than you would if you were going to use newspaper. And these are reusable, so you can use them year after year no matter what you're potting in these plants. Another option is to fill up a gift basket, so you don't need to fill the whole thing up with tissue paper. These pool noodles just take up a lot more space, so you don't have to shove tons and tons of tissue paper or gift basket filler down into the basket. Next hack is a pool noodle is the perfect thing to help you fill large buckets from a sink if you can't fit your bucket or like water can or whatever up to your sink faucet. Just use the pool noodle as like a little hose to send the water down. I love this for filling all sorts of items, especially for my kids' outdoor water play stuff. Moving right along, you can cut these up into shapes to create wall art. So I made an F for my daughter's name and then I just hot glued them together. And you can get really creative with how you want to cover these. I use these faux flowers. Because the pool noodle is foam, I'm basically taking my flower stems and like pushing it into the foam and then taking a little hot glue to secure it into place. And I think this came out so pretty, but you could even use fake moss if you wanted more of a sort of like rustic look. A little bit of this moss goes a long way, so you barely need any of it, and you can even get this moss right at the Dollar Tree. I already had some on hand, but you'd only need maybe 1 to 3 bags of this Dollar Tree sized one, depending on how big your letter is. You could use yarn, you could use burlap, you could use fabric. Honestly, options are endless here, and I think they're so cute. And another option is to take one pool noodle and hot glue the ends together. You'll want to use some duct tape to hold it in place while the hot glue dries, and then you've created a really simple wreath form that's super huge. And again, get really creative here. You could wrap this in rope, yarn, cover it in moss or flowers like I did for the letters. I'm going to show you an option here where I'm just wrapping it in some greenery. I did spray paint my pool noodle just so no red would be peeking through, but again, if you wrap this in twine or fabric or anything else first, that would totally work too. You can get greenery swag at places like Joann's and Hobby Lobbies when it's on sale for really great prices. And this way you've made a huge big wreath for not a lot of money. And because the pool noodles is foam, you can even poke flower stems into it really easily like we did with the letter F. Next up, take a pool noodle and a Dollar Tree broomstick. I'm going to put the broomstick through the pool noodle. You want to put it up like handle side first, and it might take a little bit of elbow grease to get it through here. It's kind of like an ab workout. You're going to push it all the way through, but make sure you leave about 1 inch at the bottom where the sort of threaded part of the broomstick, leave that part sticking out the bottom. Then I'm going to spray paint the entire thing black. And then on the other end, I am going to affix a Dollar Tree solar light, just sort of shove it down inside. You'll have a remainder hole in the pool noodle because the broomstick won't fit all the way through. So you're going to stick the Dollar Tree solar light down in there, then use that threaded end to push it down into the dirt, and you've created a little solar powered light post, perfect for by a gate or a doorway. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I will link some of my other videos where I hack average items from the Dollar Tree down below. But as always, remember to be kind to yourself and others, and I will see you all in my next video.